Hi, I'm Shannon Cyr, and I am the relationship coach for men. I'm glad you're here today. Um, so today we are just going to kind of talk about that feeling of not being able to get over someone. So a lot of times I think with my clients, I just kind of get that statement of, I just can't get over her. I just can't move past it. And sometimes after a divorce or a painful breakup, you do feel like you can't move on. Maybe you can't get over her and you really just don't know why. Typically, you keep trying, but it feels like nothing really seems to work and you just can't really let go. And so, I want to kind of propose a few reasons why maybe that's happening. The first one is really the idea of forgiveness. Maybe you really just don't know how to do that. You don't know how to forgive her because you don't want to forgive her and appear weak, or forgive her and have her think that what she did to you didn't matter or that it was okay, because it wasn't okay. So you maybe kind of hang on to the resentment a little bit. And anytime we hang on to resentment, we're not going to be able to really move on. You're not, if you can't forgive and you can't move forward, it's kind of like carrying, a 20-pound weight with you. So until you can really let go of the weight and forgive, it can be really hard to move on and get over a relationship. Um, Another reason is fear. On the other side of where you are and what you're used to and where you're holding on to that relationship are kind of really some scary things. I mean, the idea of, meeting new people, having to date again, potential heartbreak, falling in love, maybe rejection, so many things, right? And so these are all on the other side of forgiving her and moving on. And so when that happens, oftentimes it's just a lot easier for us to stay stuck where we are, because we can sit in the discomfort that we know, because the pain that we know is always more comfortable than the fear of the unknown and what's on the other side, right? So it's easier to remain stuck than to kind of face the fear of those possible kind of scary actions that are out there. So you don't move on, you don't get over the relationship. You go ahead and hang on to it because you know how to deal with that. And the things waiting on the other side, you really don't want to have to do those again. The last one really that I would propose to you, that's happened to many people that I work with, and one that I see frequently, is that really, sometimes we just don't want to get over it. We feel like we're trying to get over it and it's not working. But, we don't feel like it's because we don't want to. Because, I mean, why would we do that, right? Why would we purposely not get over something? But the thing is that, sometimes you don't want to move on. You don't want to get over it because you feel like if you move on from the relationship, then it's going to mean that the relationship really didn't matter. That somehow holding on to the relationship makes that relationship important, and it means that it meant something. So, recently I was working with my client who I'm going to call David. That's not his real name, but he was dating somebody and they were together, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 months. And it ended pretty abruptly. And he was in heartbreak and really mourning the loss of that relationship, probably for, the better part of a year or more. And, we worked together for quite a while, and he discovered that he really didn't want to get over it because he felt like if he got over it and moved on, then that meant that that relationship really meant nothing. And he really was in a space of needing it to mean something. He had felt such a connection to the person in that short period of time that he really wanted to hang on to it. And so at the same time, he was afraid that maybe he wasn't going to have that again, that he wasn't going to feel that again. And that even though it wasn't really reciprocated and it wasn't particularly healthy, he held on to the small moments during those few months that really brought him joy. So he didn't look at all the times that he really accepted less than he needed. And so that's a really important thing to know. Are you ready to get over her? Are you ready to move beyond her and give up just really any ounce of hope that that relationship could still exist? Are you ready to really take a look at the relationship and see it, what the relationship actually was, not what you hoped it could be? And if you're not there, then you really just aren't ready to move beyond this relationship, and that's okay. The question here to really ask yourself though is why? What are you making it mean when you think of letting go of the relationship? We resist negative emotion because, obviously we don't like to feel it, right? But in this kind of an example, we really would be better served to really sit with that sadness and to really discover the things that are keeping us holding on. So if you can really dig in and allow the sadness and the pain and the disappointment and the rejection, whatever you're feeling when it comes to the relationship, it's not going to last nearly as long if you do that, as opposed to when you kind of try to take all those feelings and just stuff them down and not allow them, not feel them. So, if you're feeling stuck really in painful heartbreak after, a breakup or a divorce, you really want to consider some of these options and see if any of these resonate with you. Maybe one of these reasons can help you figure out why you haven't really moved on yet. So, if any of that speaks to you, I hope that you'll give this video a like and be sure to subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos and new content each week with more insights and more tools that might be able to help you get a love that feels really good for you. All my best.